recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivia Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivia Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivia Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today without any of my normal co-hosts. So it's kind of like, oh, but we do have an awesome group here, and we're going to have a great time. So I'm going to introduce you to my co-host of the day, who's also going to be hosting today's game. Mr. Justin Wentz is with us today. Hello, Justin.
What's up, Jonathan?
Hey. It is good to have you here, my friend. I am glad that I am not alone with these terrifying people. You're going to have to protect me, okay?
I will do my best. I can't promise anything,
that.
but I'll do my best.
I'm not feeling too good about that promise. Anyway,
I'm no Nick Groves. So.
Our guest, David Abolafia, is with us today. Hello, David.
Hello, Jonathan.
It's good to have you here, my friend.
Thank you so much. You said you didn't have your normal people, so we got some abnormal ones.
We got some abby-normal people, that's right. Philip Sanford is with us today. Hello, Philip.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello. And Nathan McQuinn is with us today. Hello, Nathan.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. So we are going to have a great time, and we need to start by getting to know everybody a little bit better. So, Justin, we'll start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
All right. I'm Justin Wentz. I'm from Fernandina Beach, Florida, just 40 minutes or so north of where Mr. Jonathan is. We own a small trivia company up here, Trivia 30. I explain it every time as in the time. Like, what time is it? Oh, it's Trivia 30. So that's the concept. We're obviously still recovering from what was the last couple of years and trying to grow back to where we were. So that's our current status. I guess something fun about myself is as of a couple weeks ago, I'm now actually an elected official in Nassau County, Florida.
Really? In what way?
I'm a supervisor on the Soil and Water Conservation Board. I ran unopposed, so I was elected. It was a tough, hard-fought battle, but I managed to win. So the essence of it is our soil and water conservation districts are going to be abolished if all seats weren't filled in all counties. Through some contacts that knew that I had somewhat of a background in agriculture, having worked for John Deere for a few years, grew up in a farming family. Here I am. I got my first piece of mail yesterday to the Honorable Justin Wentz. So now that's going to go to my head, but I would expect everyone to call me that for at least this episode or the rest of my life, whatever.
I don't know, man. The Honorable Justin Wentz. That's a hell of a thing right there.
I got a lot of people fooled on that one.
Some truth in advertising. Well, it is great to have you here, my friend. I'm super glad you're with us.
Good to be here.
All right, David, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
My name's David Abolafia. I am originally from Massapequa Park, New York on Long Island, but I have lived in Sarasota, Florida for the last 17 years. My main job is customer service, but if you look at the last 2 weeks or so, it's becoming more and more like my full-time job is trivia host because I've done 10 shows in the last 11 days, and I have 7 more coming up in the next 6 days. And something fun about me, besides the fact that my mail always comes to the dishonorable David Abolafia, I used to do the breast cancer 3-day walks when they used to have them here in Florida. And given that they don't have quite so many guys doing it, they actually put together a fundraising calendar called the 60 Mile Men, which had the slogan, "Real men wear pink or nothing at all." And I am one of the nothing at all people. I was
Whoa, you've been a nude male model for a calendar?
Indeed.
I was voting for pink myself, but
What was so funny about this is that I had some friends who let me and the photographer use their pool to do the shoot. And what I didn't realize is that they live in this weird cul-de-sac where you go in from a main road and it winds all the way around so that their backyard actually kind of abutted the main road. And so I'm there fully naked with the photographer. And all of a sudden I'm hearing people that are very nearby because literally their backyard is a few yards from the sidewalk. And so suddenly I'm racing to cover up so that I don't get my friends kicked out of their homeowners association.
Wow. Wait, they can't be naked in their own backyard?
Well, I'm not there. I'm not them. I'm not the homeowner. So
They
I don't
can't
wanna,
just have a naked person in their backyard? Seriously? That's rough.
that's a neighborhood I don't want to live in.
Some of the HOAs around here are a little tight clamped as far as such things are concerned.
Man, I can be naked in my apartment complex just walking around, and you can't even be in your own backyard? That's ridiculous.
Well, that
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, obviously. It's not even your backyard, but
Yeah,
still.
Not kidding. I've seen it.
Still, come on.
you've seen the calendar.
Jeez.
No, I meant Jonathan just walking around naked in his apartment.
I was going to say, if you've seen the calendar, you probably would have gouged your eyes
Gone
out.
blind. All right. Well, it's great to have you, David. Philip, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
So I'm not from Florida, so I'll be the first non-Florida person on this episode. Though I was in Florida last week, and my office is actually in Florida. My quote unquote office, although I'm sitting in my office right now in the corner of my living room. But I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I work in HR outsourcing. I always kind of stumble when I talk about my job because it's a really dry job about IRS reporting and stuff. It's not that much fun. But what I do a lot of stuff for fun outside of it, like playing trivia, and also did do a lot. This is kind of my more interesting thing about me is doing a lot of stuff related to running, which I know I've talked about on this on this program. And my good friend and teammate Scott Barber actually talked about it on the 400 episode. So one of the things is I'm a race director for a charity 5K, the Get Your Rear Gear 5K. I'm the race director for the one in Charlotte. There are about, I think, 35 races nationwide with that organization. I also host a weekly run club. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary on Thursday. And we threw a huge party, and that was a blast. I was dragging on Friday after that, but it was a good time. I host a monthly group run in my neighborhood. I'm on the board. I'm on the board for the Charlotte Running Club. My job kind of prevents me. I used to coach with the kids running program, but I can't do that with my new work schedule. And I'm an ambassador for the Glass City Marathon in my hometown of Toledo, Ohio. So if you're looking for a good marathon and on a pretty flat course in April, check with me about signing up for the Glass City Marathon. It's a fun race.
So, Justin, I'm not sure if you realize, but can you tell me how Philip is like Forrest Gump?
Because everywhere he goes, he is running.
Everywhere he goes, he is running.
I know what love is, Jenny. It usually costs about $50.
I may not be a smart man, Jonathan, but
this is a different podcast. But the guys on Triviality used to always give me a hard time because the first two times I actually met them in person was at Geek Bowls in Boston and Las Vegas. I believe. Yeah, Boston, and Las Vegas, and both times I was in the middle of marathon training. So they had their party, but I had to but it was also the same day as like my weekly long run. So both times I did like runs like in the teens, like 13 and 15 miles. And they're like, wait, how are you still standing? And not just, hanging out with them, but like just still standing and with them. Like, it's just what I do every Saturday.
What you do. My God. Well, we are glad to have you here today. And Nathan McQuinn, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I'm from Mobile, Alabama. Currently live here right now. I work in higher education at a small Jesuit Catholic college here in the town. And just a fun fact about me is I've always been okay at music trivia-wise, but I want to get better at it. And so a couple of years ago, I picked up when Rolling Stone magazine did their top 500 albums, I'm listening to all 500 albums from 500 to 1, and it has been quite the journey so far. I'm about halfway done almost, and some albums are really fun to listen to, and others are if I never hear them again in my life, I will be okay with that.
Yeah, completionist when it comes to musical lists. You guys, and movie lists too. People who like to go through those things. Nobody can like all of a different type of thing, and it's like, oh yeah, this is in the top 100, but this is trash. This is trash.
Yes, especially those lower numbered albums. It's like, how is this in the top 500? It's so. Yeah, I mean, well, now I'm getting to some pretty classic albums, so that's making me kind of. I just listened about 2 weeks ago to Shania Twain's "Come On Over," and that brought me back to the '90s. It was really it holds up 20-some years later, so 30 years, I guess. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's like this album is influential in the creation of Pastafarianism. That's why it has made it at number 499. It's like, oh my God.
I started that a few years ago, actually. I had one of the older lists before it was updated, and I think Equipment by Outkast was like number 500, and I just listened to it for like 3 weeks and never got to 499. So. That's a valiant effort.
I think that it is time to transition right now. We're going to have a great time today, and we're going to start by playing Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
Justin, you are playing the part of Chris, all right? So I'm going to need you to really step up your game here. It has to be
those
good.
Those are big shoes to fill, for the record. So this falls under the category of things that I had never heard of that I recently just stumbled into and did not know they existed.
Oh.
All right, the Annie Awards. If you've ever heard of them, have been handed out since 1972. What? The Annie Awards, ANNIE. Yep.
Okay.
Handed out since 1972 to recognize excellence in animation shown in cinema and television. Get it? The Annie's animation. Took me a second to wrap my brain around that, so I figured I'd lay it out there for y'all. All right, the awards were originally designed to celebrate lifetime or career contributions to animation, but have been given to individual works since 1992. I have a list of the 23 films that to date have won 5 or more Annie Awards. We're going to go around in a circle and try to name as many of these animated films with the most wins at the Annies. And just an FYI, includes all forms of animation. If it's considered an animated film, it falls into the Annie Awards. Make sense to everybody?
Since 1992.
Correct.
So Little Mermaid ain't in there.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, understood.
Out of the gates with the wrong answer, Jonathan. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go around my screen clockwise. I'm going to start with you, Jonathan. You're on my top right.
I'm going to take what feels like the lowest of the hanging fruit and say Toy Story.
Yes, it won 8 Annie Awards. Good job. All right, next we have Mr. Philip.
What Jonathan said, like, oh, no Little Mermaid, because I mean, let's see, 92. So I think that after Lion King will be after 90. I'm gonna go Lion King.
Amazingly, Lion King is not on the list. It did not win 5 of these or more.
Interesting.
Yes.
Cross that off of my list. Jeez.
David, you are next.
I'm almost positive that Ellen DeGeneres won for her work on Finding Nemo, so I'm going to say Finding Nemo.
Correct. It won 9 Annie Awards. And Nathan.
Movies are a weakness of mine, let alone animated movies. I'm going to guess Frozen.
Frozen makes the cut with 5. Very nice job, guys. All right, we are back around to you, Jonathan.
I am going to take a step in a different direction and say Toy Story 2.
Winning 7 Annie Awards. Toy Story 2 is correct.
That was, oh, no.
I'm really, really, really surprised y'all didn't just go Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4. Okay, next round. I really thought that's what was going to happen.
I had that written down next.
Okay, next we got you, Philip.
I'm not going to do what Jonathan just said, just to spite him, but I'm going to go with Moana.
Moana?
Oh, make way. Make way.
Did not win 5.
What?
No Moana on the list. Wow.
Oh.
Great movie.
He's picking the best ones that obviously the awards didn't like. David?
I'm going to go for the tears with this one and say Up.
That was my biggest surprise on the list. No Up on this list.
Oh,
that was Emily's first guess when I read this to her. And no Up. I'm very surprised.
So it's still an award show, which means it's competing against other movies in the same year. So it's got to be movies where in the same year you don't have another competing big time movie, I guess.
Let's see. Yep. Up only won 2. I was finding my list back. Yep. Up only won 2 that year. I don't know what it was up against. I won't tell you that. No pun intended. Nathan, you are up.
It's a movie. It is a movie I've seen somewhat recently. I thought it was good, but it might not be that popular. Zootopia.
Zootopia, winner of 6 Annie Awards. Very nice.
Nice job.
Well done.
Back around to you, Jonathan. We got at least one more of these, I think. You guys are doing well. We'll go one more round and see where we're at.
I'm going to go with The Incredibles, number 1.
Winner of 10 Annie Awards, The Incredibles. Very good job, guys. All right. Philip.
That was actually the next one on my list, so I'm going to go with the one after that. Despicable Me.
Good one.
That one also made me cry.
No, Philip, I feel so bad.
Oh, my God. You're cursed, man. What the heck?
I'm not even seeing that it won any. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry, Philip. We're going to do one more round so Philip can get one right, just for the record.
Wow.
David, what you got, my man?
All right. I'm changing my strategy and hoping that the Annies and the Oscars line up. So I'm going to go with movies that won the Best Animated Feature and start with the first one and say Shrek.
Winner of 8 Annie Awards. Good Shrek. Job. Very good job.
Thank you.
And Nathan.
I'm trying to go through the Disney menu in my head for movies I've seen or haven't seen that might be newer. And there's 2 that I'm kind of going against. One might not even be Disney. But I'm going to try and guess Coco.
Holds the record for the most Annie Awards with 11. That is number 1 on the list. Very nice.
It's one of the few Pixars I haven't seen yet.
I know. I haven't seen that one either.
It's so
it's
good.
Fantastic.
I actually made a list. Since we got Disney Plus, I've made a list. I'm trying to get through all the Pixars. There's like 2 or 3 left that I haven't seen, and Coco's one of them.
Coco will make you cry more than any of the other stuff y'all have joked about crying. But in the best way. It's not like it's not a horrible cry.
For me, Despicable Me wasn't the crying wasn't about that the movie was so sad particularly, but the whole story of adoption and everything like that, because our son is adopted, that just got to me.
Oh yeah, sure. Nope. Hey, I'm just telling you, get ready for Coco. You bring yourself some ice cream and some tissues and a blanket. If you have a weighted blanket, you'll want that. If you have a partner, you'll want them. Just be ready.
The way he swims in his pool, he might have multiple partners. You never know. All right, we'll do one more real quick since we still got some big names on here and give Philip a shot at.
Go again for sure.
All right, go for it, Jonathan.
I'll go with Inside Out.
Winner of 10 Annie Awards. Good job. All right, Philip, here it is. I feel it. I feel the mojo. I'm sending vibes your way.
I'm trying to think if I go with a serious answer or a joke answer, just because it's already done. I'm going to go with the joke answer. I'm going to say Team America World Police.
That should have won every award, period.
Does that count as animation?
But yeah, that was puppets, not animation. So.
Oh, okay. Can I get my serious
Yeah, what is your real answer?
Cars.
I know people listening to the podcast can't see my face right now, but that was a look of despair and sadness. No, Cars is not on the list.
You know what? I'm glad Cars is on the list. The whole thing, like the first one was acceptable, passable, and everyone after that's been awful. And it's just like a blight on our nation's pop culture, and it needs to be done away with.
It was nominated for 9, but it won. My list has 2 or more, so it won possibly 1, probably 0. David?
Well, sticking with my Best Animated Feature Oscar winners, I'm torn between 2. I'm going to go with, I guess, the more seen by American audiences one and say Happy Feet.
Happy Feet not on the list.
Oh,
interesting.
Can I try the other one?
Yeah, what was the other one?
Spirited Away.
That was Emily's second guess, and it's not on the list either.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if there'd be any Studio Ghibli on there.
And last one, Nathan. Close us out with a good one.
I've got 2 on my list, and I'm hoping. Let's try The Incredibles.
I already did it.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean The Incredibles 2?
I'm sorry. No, but let's go with Toy Story 3.
No Toy Story 3 on the
list. I've just been lucky to guess the right ones in this game, I think.
That was Jonathan lucky. Nah, I don't believe it.
going
You guys did
Inception
good.
on Nathan with that one.
You
Planting
took a
the
lot of
seed,
them
and
off.
no, it was wrong.
Anybody got any last guesses they just want to throw out there before we run through the rest of them?
Lots.
Exactly.
Monsters Inc.
Not on the list. I know
Okay.
it had to come down to who was winning that year.
Exactly. What about Sing?
Not on the list.
Okay. Rango.
Not on the list.
Wow. Okay. So lots. I mean, I can just. I don't want to keep going because I can just name 1,000 of them.
Exactly.
But it is no joke. When we started, it just seemed like, okay, whatever Disney movie we name in the thing is going to be going to be good. But it was not that at all.
Exactly.
Which makes it more interesting.
How about Brave? Was that on the list?
It did not make, not 5 or more at least.
Oh, I love Brave.
How about Lilo and Stitch?
No.
No. Wow.
Glad we didn't go.
Boy, our next round was going to suck.
It was going to be right. All right, we'll run through the list. Top of the list with 11 was Coco. You guys got that one. 10 apiece. We had How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You guys got The Incredible and Inside Out. 10 also for Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yeah, that's so underrated. That's a great movie.
It is.
Yes.
It's funny the ones that make the list that aren't Disney/Pixar and or Pixar, since there's the blurred lines now. But Kung Fu Panda, Mulan actually won. Probably would have been against nothing back in '98 or whenever it came out, roughly. No, Mulan was
96.
a little later than that. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Lion King was '95. Yeah, I guess 96 or 7. Something
Hunchback,
like that. Yeah.
Hunchback was 96.
Okay.
And Pocahontas all merged together in the years.
Exactly. Mulan followed by Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. That was the caveat of all animation is included, since that is whatever they call it, claymation. Stop action animation. 9 apiece. You guys got Finding Nemo. The Iron Giant won 9.
Yeah.
Also, Ratatouille won 9. 8 apiece. We had Shrek and Toy Story. You guys got that. This is the one that I'm like zero familiar with. You guys might know it better than I had to look it up. The Mitchells versus the Machines.
It's newish. It's within the last 2 years.
I think it was like 2021, I believe. So
there was a movie I couldn't remember the name of. I wanted to guess it. It was 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And it was like a Japanese story where the kid's mom was the moon or something like that.
Is it Bao?
No, that's about a lady and her bread.
Sour delicious for the record.
No, God, I can't remember what it was now. It was an Oscar nominated one. Like, I can't remember when though. It was probably 5 years ago now.
Kubo and the
Two Strings. Yes, that's the one I was trying to think of the name of.
Very nice.
That one is so good. If you haven't seen it, I just gave you a lot of it. I'll cut some of that because it's so good. It's so
Spoiler
good.
alert. All right, Mitchell's versus Machines, 7 apiece. We had Klaus or Claus.
Oh, it's my favorite
Yes.
Christmas movie. Somebody asked me just the other day, "What's your favorite Christmas movie?" I'm like, you know what? It's Klaus from Netflix. It's so good.
I had to watch the trailer. I was like, is it Klaus or Claus? I think it's Klaus.
It's Klaus, and it's brilliant.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I will look that one up. Followed by Soul, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Good call.
Yeah. And Toy Story 2. You guys got that one. Number 6, How to Train Your Dragon 2. And then Zootopia. They both won 6 apiece. You guys got Zootopia. And with 5 each, Flushed Away. One I'm not familiar with.
Nope.
It's Hugh Jackman. It's about a bunch of animals going down the toilet.
That's what I assumed.
Kind of gathered that, yeah.
I just
And Sausage Party. No,
got Frozen.
kidding.
Wolf
Kidding.
Walkers.
I don't know that
was
one
on
either.
there for 5. It was some sort of like a Danish animated film. It was weird looking. And Wreck-It Ralph. That rounds out the winners of 5 or more Annie Awards.
Man, I'll tell you what, there's so many good animated movies. It is just ridiculous how many great ones there are.
Yeah.
And I love how they've kept their tradition of basically they're for kids, but they entertain us because the people writing them are our age, and they're like, oh, Lord knows, I do not want to be sitting in this with my kids and be bored.
Yeah.
There's got to be some humor for me in here.
For sure. All right. Well, that is your warm it up, Chris, for the episode. Thank you, Justin. Today, this is episode number 406. That means we are on the main feed, and that means we want to say hello to everybody listening. We love that you're listening, and if you love Trivial Warfare and want more of it, be sure to go to trivialwarfarearmy.com. Sign up as a sergeant or higher, and you get access to all of the archived episodes. There are lots and lots and lots of great moments that you've never heard if you're not a patron. So go sign up now, trivialwarfarearmy.com. Don't forget, this is going to air. God, this is probably round about Christmas time when this comes out. We're a little bit ahead right now. If it's not too late, make sure you go to triviacalendar.com and pick up your Everyday Q&A trivia calendar for 2023 as a stocking stuffer. Now, if it's after Christmas, that does not mean you can't grab a calendar. They're still there. They're still ready. If you want awesome trivia in your life every day, go to triviacalendar.com. And one last thing before we get started with today's game, you can play along on the Trivia-Matic app with today's episode of Trivial Warfare. Just download the Trivia-Matic app, hit the Play Now button, and use code 594531. That's 594531 to play along with today's game. And one last thing, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'm recording this little bit on Christmas morning because the episode today is being dropped on Christmas Day. So just a special wish from the Oaks Media Group family to you and your family. I hope that these holidays are amazing for you. And we thank you for being here. We are blessed that you listen to us every week. And we just want to say thank you and happy holidays to all of you. So today's game, it's going to be Jonathan and Philip versus David and Nathan. Justin is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Justin, I am turning it over to you. Round 1, question 1. Let's get this thing going.
Round 1, question 1. We are starting with a question about U.S. cities. What U.S. city, which was officially incorporated in 1850, was said to have been built on 7 hills with names such as Twin Peaks, Russian Hill, and Telegraph Hill?
I don't think it's Rome, New York. Yeah, Nathan, I'd say let's lock in with that, with your answer.
Are you sure?
Now that you've said that, it sounds a little more familiar.
And we're locked in.
Okay. So, Philip, you're thinking maybe Cincinnati, and I was thinking maybe San Francisco.
Well, because Cincinnati the city's built on like a series of hills on the banks of the Ohio River.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been, even though I grew up in Ohio, I haven't been to Cincinnati a whole lot. I know that different hills have like different names. So that was my initial guess, but I like your reasoning behind San Francisco, which is correct once you talked about the 1850 part, because as I said, most of Ohio was settled and cities established like in the early 1800s, late 1700s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so 1850 felt good for California cities, and I was in San Francisco last year, and they got hills. I mean, they got hills upon hills upon hills. I don't remember the name of any of the hills, but I definitely know there's more than one. So, I mean, there's lots of towns with hills. Denver was freaking Seattle, et cetera, et cetera. It could be any of them. But 1850s, right after the 1849, and 1849 is where the 49ers get their name from, which is the San Francisco football team. So let's guess San Francisco.
Yep, I like that.
All right. So Jonathan and Philip are locking in with San Francisco. What you guys got, Nathan and David?
Well, I was going to go one way, but then Nathan had something better. So,
yeah, we had an Eastern city on our head, but just like Jonathan, I suggested the 1850s seemed kind of late. And then Russian Hill made it seem like it might have been somewhere on the West Coast due to Russian colonization down the West Coast. There's a few Russian Orthodox churches in Northern California and whatnot. And based on hills, we also said San Francisco and locked that in.
No kidding. Okay. Well, if we're wrong, at least we're wrong together.
Yes.
It's going to be a tie one way or the other. All right. Yes, the city, 1850, was indeed to lead you to 1 year after 1849.
Yeah.
That is the city of San Francisco. There's like 42 hills in San Francisco. And Philip, you'll appreciate this. The only marathon I've ever run, I ran in San Francisco in 2003, I think. I knew it was hilly. I've seen Lombard Street. I knew that there were. I didn't know how frickin' hilly San Francisco was.
Bro.
It was
It's hard
terrible.
to drive in San Francisco. You get up to a stop sign and the hill above you to cross over the street, you can't see the cars coming because you aren't on top of the hill.
Exactly. It was the worst. So that's probably why I haven't run another marathon, because I was like, ever doing that crap again? So I like that idea of the flat marathon you were talking about in, would you say Columbus? Was it?
No, Toledo.
Toledo. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was Ohio. And Ohio's flatter than San Francisco. So, all right. Very good job, guys. Everybody getting points on that one. Round 1, question 2. We've got televisiones. Television.
TV.
According to Nielsen, there are only 3 broadcasts that have ever drawn a rating of 50 or more, meaning 50% or more of all U.S. households with TV sets at the time were watching. Never happen again, because who's going to get 50% of the people watching? Number 1 on the list was the MASH finale in 1983 with a 60.2 rating. Number 2 in 1980, Who Done It episode of Dallas with 53.3. And the third was the 1977 finale of what miniseries, which was simply titled Part 8.
Okay, we've got meow meows.
Oh. Nice.
We're locked in.
All right, Philip, we can talk out loud. So your initial thought.
My initial thought was Roots.
I had the same initial thought. I thought at first I wrote down Beatles, Ed Sullivan, but that he gave years and miniseries, and so obviously not that. 77 feels good for Roots.
Yep.
All right, let's lock that in.
All right, you guys are locked in with Roots. What you guys got, David and Nathan?
Well, as soon as you started saying about the top things, I was waiting for which one you were going to ask for, because I knew they were MASH number 1, Who Shot JR number 2, and the third was, because pretty much the only other things that are up there in the massive audiences are like all Super Bowls, but the other thing is Roots.
That is correct. The 1977 finale of Roots, the only other one that 51.1% of Americans tune into the finale of Roots. Next on the list is the Super Bowl. I forget which number, and it's like 49.7. But, with the way TV is now, it's like they're never going to get 50% of people tuned into anything ever again. Unbreakable record. Very good job, guys. Points all around for Roots. Moving along, we have got Crime.
I didn't do it.
Part of the crime.
Dishonorable David Abolafia. In recent years, many law enforcement agencies around the world have begun using a product known as Amido Black 10B to investigate for blood stains at crime scenes, replacing what product first synthesized in Germany in 1902 and given its common name in 1934.
Okay, we're locked in.
Synthesized. You don't synthesize a black light. Synthesized means you brought chemicals together and created a chemical. That's at least that's the way I'm taking it.
There's some sort of spray, I think is probably what they're looking for.
And he said it's replaced by Amido Black, blah, 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 which sounds like AMOLED, which makes it seem like a black light kind of thing, which is making it frustrating. It got its name in 1930 something, Justin?
34.
2 years after FDR went into office, before World War II, using it to find blood at a crime scene. Substance. I don't know. A black light helps you find something else at a crime scene. Not blood.
You should have seen my hotel in Jacksonville.
The police tape around it.
Or I should say, you shouldn't have seen my hotel in Jacksonville.
I know that there's I'm trying to think of chemicals that have been pretty much banned now. Like DDT is something that's been banned, but I think that's more for
Did he say something about this being banned?
No, just replaced by.
All right, we did just hit the 5-minute mark, guys.
Man, we're not even close to an answer. I think we talk all day and not get an answer.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna say they synthesized a black light because we got nothing.
Clubs everywhere got cooler in 1934.
All right,
we don't have you guys are locking in with black light.
Sure.
What you got over there, David and Nathan?
This is all David.
I have watched. Well, I never watched CSI New York, but I've watched all the other CSIs from start to finish. And the thing that they are always spraying around to check for blood, and I know that there was an issue with it that if you use too much of it, it would disintegrate the samples, and that is called luminol.
All right, locking in with luminol. David took away all my flavor text. Luminol is the name of the product. And yes, that's the problem. They're phasing it out because it basically destroys all of the blood stain, like any blood evidence. Like you get one shot, you spray the luminol, you take the pictures. If you mess up, you're done. So the Amido Black 10B does not have that exact same effect. It's a little more effective. So very nice job. Yes, if you watch CSI or listen to true crime podcasts or true crime, we have it on Oxygen all the time. Somebody's always getting murdered while I'm sleeping.
So that's how people know this. Philip, I don't know about you, but I don't watch true crime, horror, or anything like that. So I've never even heard of this substance.
Yes,
No, I've never heard of it either.
All right, cool. All right, that's the end of round one.
Philip and Jonathan at 20. Nathan and David at 30.
All
Their
right.
knowledge
20
of
to 30.
blood.
30 to 20.
I know I have team 1 and team 2, so I set them the direction I've got them in my brain. Sorry.
Okay.
Round 2, question 1. We are starting with vocabulary. All right, vocabulary. According to the Oxford Dictionary, what 6-letter word can refer to 1, a recessed panel in a ceiling, or 2, a strong box or small chest for holding valuables?
I really, really get disappointed when I don't automatically know a vocabulary question because, like, I'm got a really good vocabulary, and yet there's lots of words you don't know, and like, crap, I feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm the opposite, Jonathan. If I come across a word I don't know, like I'll pull it up and research it, but it's a tough category for me to just like think of here's a definition. Think of the word.
You want to lock in with that?
Okay, let's go ahead and lock in, David.
Okay.
That last word you said, Philip, I wish it was right because, like, a vault and a vaulted ceiling, it's got two things in the same space. That's the closest we've come to any relatively logical answer. Other words, so a lockbox, a safe, a bank, a vault, a chest, man, I'm not coming up with anything. A safety deposit box. What's the name of your favorite soccer team?
Everton.
Everton. What's their nickname though?
Toffees.
The Everton Toffees?
Oh,
They call themselves the Toffees?
Yes.
All right, well, we should lock in with Toffee then. That's 6 letters. Toffee sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do the Toffees.
Toffees. All right. I like that. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I promise. We'll get on track here in a minute.
No, don't apologize to me. I'm allowed to miss questions. If I get everything right, it's not a good game.
This is a fact. Nathan and David, what you guys got?
I'm amazed because I actually thought you were going to get there when you said toffee.
Oh, I hate that.
When you asked the question, I had no idea. And so I was just texting Nathan different words. And we started with vault because the same thing. And then I'm like, chest, coffin. And then suddenly it hit me. And I texted Nathan and it said coffee. No, coffer. And it's like, I have no idea how that connects to a ceiling. But you always talk about, campaign people. You should know this, Justin, as an elected official, filling up the coffers. So we went with coffer. And I thought once you said toffee, I'm like, oh, crap, they're going to get there.
Oh, you know what? Honest to God, if we'd taken a little bit longer, maybe that off sound could have got us. Because coffer is definitely a word that it's not a foreign word, Oh.
There is indeed. If you've ever heard of a coffered ceiling, a lot of
which we clearly haven't.
No. A lot of old, like the one with the hole in the roof. I always call it the Pantheon, I believe. The Pantheon. I always say
the Partheon's in Rome with the hole in the roof.
Pantheon.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
The Parthenon's the Greek thing that doesn't have a ceiling.
It's like Jack Nicholson. Which one is it? Who's a golfer? Who's a really creepy actor? Coffered ceiling or a coffer is a strong box or small chest for holding valuables. Very nice job, guys. You were so close. It
feels so much worse when it's definitely a word you use. When you've read it a lot. Yeah.
The other part that I had that kind of took me in that direction is because when I said coffin corners, which now is a football term, but it's actually a niche in a wall on a stairway so that you could actually carry a coffin up and down the stairs. Yeah. And
because they call it a coffin corner punt when you're trying to put it in the very corner before the end zone.
Exactly. And so that's why I threw out the word coffin, and then that got me to coffer.
Wow.
Nice. If you're having to carry that down the stairs, maybe you need some luminol upstairs. Who knows? Maybe.
Most likely.
What went on up there? Round 2, question 2. All right. We're moving from coffers to churches. Churches. While only not chicken, by the way. While only about 10% of the original building remains, what European country is home to the Cluny Abbey? That's spelled Cluny, a former Benedictine monastery established in the year 910 and considered the largest Christian church in the world until the completion of St. Peter's Basilica in the early 17th century.
Do you want to go with that?
Yep, let's go with that.
All right, we'll lock that in.
Trying to come to something. Now, you said it's Cluny Abbey, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, my first gut was England, and then I followed up with France. David is thinking maybe Scotland or Wales. When I hear Abbey historically, I think of either Catholic or Anglican. But now that I say that out loud, I'm leaning more towards Catholicism, since Anglicans would have taken the Catholic churches.
Having nothing to do with the religious part of it, just the name, that Cluny to me sounds, could be Irish. I'm just trying to think, like, George Clooney, what is his, I know it's not spelled the same, but the background there, actually, now that I think about it, I think is Irish. Yeah, it's definitely not a French-sounding name. It's definitely not an Italian-sounding name. So that's why I'm leaning in that direction.
Yeah.
Actually, of all of those things, to me, it sounds the most Irish. Now that I've said Irish.
And Irish is. I'm not sure why France is not escaping my head, though. I mean, we can go with Ireland, but oh boy, I'm feeling my tummy's making those not so good noises thinking of it.
Who knew we had a person whose stomach was so good at trivia?
Sometimes it could be the McDonald's I had for breakfast too, though. So
quarter pounders are large. They do talk back.
I mean, if you're feeling better about Ireland, we can certainly go with Ireland.
Yeah, and I'll take the hit if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Feel free to lash me with a wet noodle.
Do that. We'll lock in with Ireland.
We'll stab you with a hard noodle.
All right, you guys locked in with Ireland.
Yeah,
Ireland is that what you said?
Weapon right there. The
Hard
pasta
noodle?
killer.
Got to use a short piece though; it goes in better. The long piece just breaks.
Penne.
All right, what you guys got, Jonathan and Philip?
Yeah, I've heard of this place, and I don't know exactly where. But if I had narrowed down both from the clues with the monastery and with how old it is, mainland Europe, and actually opposite of what the other team was saying, I thought the name and spelling sounded like it was. I had down either France or Belgium, and I felt I felt more confident in France, and so we locked in with France.
All right, you guys are locked in with France. The town was founded the abbey was founded in 910 by Duke William I of Aquitaine. It is indeed in the small village of Cluny, France.
Whoa!
Very nice job.
Philip coming in hot, and Nathan's stomach was like, I'm
so sorry.
just like France.
Should have gone with the Egg McMuffin answer.
McMuffin
Answer for that one.
It was really interesting to see your dynamic, because David's a really good trivia player, and so when he has an inkling of something, he feels pretty good about it. But Nathan, you're also a really good trivia player, and David doesn't know that you're really good, and so your gut was telling you something, but your confidence didn't allow your gut to overwhelm his belief in himself. It was really
David
interesting.
has carried us most of this game, and so I wanted to make sure.
By all means.
Usually when somebody says their gut says something, I have learned over multiple humiliating experiences, go with their gut. Just go with it.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We are on round 2, question 3. This one is children's books. Freckleface Strawberry, a red-haired and freckle-faced 7-year-old girl who's learning to love the skin she's in, is the title character of a children's book series introduced in 2007 by what now 62-year-old actress and 5-time Oscar nominee who won Best Actress at the 87th Academy Awards held in 2015.
She's 62 now?
Correct. Currently 62.
Nathan just texted me, lick it in.
I'm so sorry about that.
Lick it in.
We will lock in that answer.
So this actress would have been 55 around the year 2015, 5-time Oscar nominee. The one that came to mind first for me, I was thinking about redheads, because a lot of times you write about what you know, and Nicole Kidman jumps out as a famous redhead who's around the right age at around the right time, probably about 5 Oscar nominations. And didn't she win an Oscar around then for something like, I don't remember the name of it. It wasn't The Others. Maybe she was like a teacher or something. I don't know, but didn't she win an Oscar around then?
I don't know. That's the part. I'm not sure if she won around then or not. That's the part of the question I'm not confident. I'm confident with all the other parts, with it being redhead, with the age being around the right age. Yeah, we can go with it. The only other name, and this one, while you're talking, it came to mind, would also be probably around the same age. Also redhead, also has some Oscar nominations, is Julianne Moore.
Oh, that's a redhead who's around the right age.
Again, I can't think of what movie or what she would have won for.
She's one of those actresses who's around for such a long time. Both of them, unfortunately for me, Oscar trivia is a huge weakness, and I couldn't tell you which one of them would have won in 2015. I do have a vaguer inkling that Kidman has won an Oscar, and I do feel like it's around that time. And Nathan nodding his head yes as I'm saying these things is also feels good about, like, maybe him agreeing with me, even though he didn't want to do it out loud. So I think I would lean towards Kidman, but Moore would be a good answer too.
That's good, Kidman.
All right, we're going to say Nicole Kidman.
I didn't mean to nod. I'm so sorry.
Oh, shoot. I'm hoping it's a good thing.
I will say that Nicole Kidman did win an Oscar, and the movie is The Hours.
That's the one. That's why I said not The Others, but something like that.
Well, she was in The Others, but she played Virginia Woolf in that movie. She's only had like 2 or 3 Oscar nominations, one for Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
But the one with 5 Oscar nominations for movies like The End of the Affair and Boogie Nights, and winning for Still Alice, which is a devastating movie if you've never seen it, is Julianne Moore.
All right. Once again, taking all the flavor text. But yes, she was nominated for films such as The Hours, which interestingly enough did include Nicole Kidman. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Nicole was for Best Actress in that movie and won for Still Alice. And she's in one of my favorite movies, and I know one of Jonathan's favorite movies. She plays Maude Lebowski in The Big Lebowski. So I love to pick on Jonathan for that one. Yes, Julianne Moore. And today is actually her 62nd birthday. Oh, you guys had it. You had it.
Oh, Philip,
that's why I was looking down at my paper. I was not looking up.
Fine. It was not something I had a lot of thunder behind. And David did a good job of really comparing them. And the only thing off is just that number of nominations.
And the year of the Oscar.
She has 5 nominations.
Not quite that old. Nicole Kidman
55.
is 55.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
But she does have 5 nominations.
Nicole Kidman's only 55?
Yep. She's
I thought she was around 60. Huh.
Yeah, because she was in Far and Away and, like, what was that, 91? That was 30 years ago. I guess she could have been 21 or 22.
Nathan and David with 50, and Philip and Jonathan at 30 right now. All right, round 3, question 1, sports. Of the 131 schools in the Division I Football Bowl subdivision, or the FBS as it's known now, there are 3 located in the state of New York. Name 2 of these 3 programs, and I'll give you 2 bonus points. Shout out to the Bonus Brigade if you can name all 3. Because unlike Nick Groves, I love the Bonus Brigade.
Oh, I love it. I think we can lock that in.
Yep, we can lock it in.
When David and I met, the first thing I told him, are you good at sports? Because I suck at it. And so I told him I can name New York schools, and that's about it. I mean, 2 we've come up with so far are Columbia, and I said Syracuse. And so I think we're thinking those so far. I have no thunder on any of them.
I would definitely use this as a bonus answer because, I don't have a lot of confidence in their presence in sports, but I'm pretty sure because the school that I went to in New York, one of the things that I remember reading, my school was actually looking to possibly join the Ivy League. When they listed out the requirements for being in the Ivy League, one of them was that you had to have Division I sports teams in all the major sports. Oh. Which my school, which is RPI, most certainly does not. They have Division I hockey and lacrosse, and that's it. Their football teams, baseball teams are a joke. If that's the case, then I would have to say the third one would be Cornell, because it's an Ivy League school in New York State. I mean, I would definitely use that as the bonus one.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, we're locked in. So Syracuse and Columbia is the main answer. Cornell is the bonus.
Unfortunately for our opponents here, Ivy League is not part of FBS. It's part of the lower Division I, which is the football championship series. So it is Division I, but it's part of the what used to be 1AA, but now it's called FCS. So, but part of the FBS, the football bowl subdivision, whatever the hell it's called. There are three, and you got one right. So Syracuse is one. SUNY University at Buffalo, which I think they just call themselves Buffalo for Sports, is two. And then the third one, which took us a little bit to come up with, and Jonathan and I, hit it at the same time, the United States Military Academy, Army, West Point.
All right, so you guys got Syracuse, Buffalo, and Army. Yes, the whole FBS, FCS thing is so confusing. It just used to be Division I, Division whatever. So, but the three located in New York are the Syracuse Orange, the Buffalo Bulls, and the Army Black Knights.
All right.
Very nice job, guys.
We needed that so bad.
Oh my
Very nice job, guys.
That was so important.
What's more painful about that is that, we knew going in that we're both not great at sports, and I actually had an idea that made sense, and then it's just still wrong.
I love how David's decked out in a Raiders jersey and Raiders hat, talking about, I'm not a good sports guy. All right, dude.
Round 3, question 2, we have got comedy. Something like that. The 2009 album titled Tailgate Party, which hit number 1 on the Billboard Comedy Albums chart and number 19 on the Billboard Country Albums chart, was recorded by what now 59-year-old stand-up comedian, actor, and voice actor?
Can't log in. Uh-oh.
That's exactly the person that I was going to suggest. I think it's a good guess.
Yep, let's lock it in.
What you got, Nathan and David?
You said Larry the Cable Guy, and I like that idea. Is he a voice actor as well?
Yeah, well, he was Mater in the Cars movies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
age seems about right.
Well, then let's get her done, and let's go lock with Larry the Cable Guy.
Philip, you came on our side strong.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought. Was Jonathan said the first thing he thought as well, and we also said Larry the Cable Guy.
Yep.
He was indeed the voice of Tow Mater in the Cars movies, which did not win any awards. Larry, the Cable Guy, is the man. Yes, very good job, guys.
I never, ever thought to put Tow in front of Mater to make Tow Mater. That's a thing.
Yep. He's the Tow Mater.
My God, that's a whole thing.
When that movie came out, our son was 3 or 4. He's always been into cars, and so that was a thing. So we had so many of the plush cars. We had the little toy cars. So cars was everywhere. You had cars, blankets, cars, sheets.
Man,
had it all.
Good for him. All right.
Round 3, question 3 is for health and beauty.
All right, now this is my specialty, okay?
You guys look. This is like the crowd.
This group health and ugly.
Hey, we say good things about ourselves. It helps our self-esteem and makes us more likable. Come on.
Exactly. Health and beauty. What German personal care brand that specializes in skin and body care derives its 5-letter name from the Latin meaning snow white, a reference to the color of their signature skincare cream introduced in 1911?
Really? My first guess, he's like, it's better than anything I'm coming up with.
Okay, we are locked in.
The first one that comes to mind is Biore, which is 5 letters, but has an accent over the top, and I would have assumed it's French.
I agree.
I'm using Harry's products now, which I like. I used a product. Nivea is not the word I'm looking for. Nexia. It's 5 letters. It starts with an N, and it makes face washes. It has a line of men's products.
I think Nexus.
Nex something. Nix. Knack. Nah.
Whoa, man, I bought this stuff for a long time. Why can't I think of the name of it? Nutria, Nugia, Inu. Oh, God. What's it called? There's Neutrogena, but I don't want to get that mixed in. All right, let's say Nivea, Nivea, I guess, something like that. Nivea.
Well, this time us trying not to react did not work in our favor because I went with the fact that the Spanish word for white and snow is nieves, hence Nevada meaning snowy.
Oh.
I did not know this company was German. Pretty sure the German word for white is Weiss, but we locked in with Nivea.
Ooh, and it is Nivea. It's not Nexia or Nucia or holy crap. That was a journey.
The answer, this one, interestingly enough, does make a lot of men's products. So it was not a specifically health and beauty. They are Nivea.
Oh my God.
Very good job, guys. From the Latin word niveus. Yes, that means Snow White. Very good job. Hold it, Jonathan.
Goodness.
I thought you were going to go Nexus, but
oh my God.
We were hoping. Fingers crossed.
That felt so bad.
Oh, wow. All right, let's see here. Score check going into the half. We have got Nathan and David at 70, Philip and Jonathan at 62. Close game.
We're not that far behind. We're in here.
Yep.
The bonus brigade has you in spitting distance.
Damn right.
For your halftime. Who likes music?
I like music.
Depends on what music from when.
Exactly. All right. I call this halftime G. That's what I call a mega hit.
Oh, no.
It's a mega hit.
For your halftime, I'm going to give you 5 music artists and 5 years. For 4 juicy points each, I want you to name the number 1 Hot 100 hit each artist had that year, all of which have a one-word title that begins with the letter G, as in golf. Your artists and years. Number 1 is Frankie Valli, 1978. Frankie Valli, 1978. Number 2, Ray Parker Jr., 1984. Again, Ray Parker Jr., 1984. Number 3, Sierra featuring P.D. Pablo, 2004. Sierra featuring P.D. Pablo, 2004. Number 4, Avril Lavigne, 2007. Again, Avril Lavigne, 2007. And number 5 is Bruno Mars, 2011. Once again, just looking for the number 1 hit they had that year that starts with the letter G.
Was it Frankie Valli or Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons?
I only have it as Frankie Valli.
Yeah, I think this particular one, Jonathan, I think was just Frankie Valli.
All right.
That is, yeah, Frankie Valli.
I think we're locked in.
All right, very good.
Okay, so Philip, Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Avril Lavigne's song is called Gone, and Bruno Mars would stop a grenade for you, put his hand on a blade for you.
That's ringing a bell.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good on those. Frankie Valli, so when you say Gloria, I hear Van Morrison, right?
It's a disco song, and in my opinion, not a good song. But I just can't think of it. It's like it's like one of those things when you hear about like everybody turning to disco and getting these hits in the 70s. It's like wait, Frankie Valli had. I think it's like one of these weird things where like it's like his most successful song.
No way.
Oh no! But like numbers wise,
girls don't cry. Come on, it can't be. I mean, if you want to say Gloria for that, I'm fine. I don't know the answer.
Yeah. Okay.
But then P.D. Pablo and Sierra in 2004. Could this be something like this? Totally making something up here. What about Gucci?
Sure. I mean, I was in college at this time, and I have no recollection of this because but there are lots of songs I have no recollection because I was seeing something. I think it was like one of these things like on your 21st birthday, what was the number 1 song? I looked up on like, I have never heard that song.
Never even heard of it. So here's what I'm thinking by Gucci, because that entered the slang as meaning good somewhere in the last 20 years. It could have very well come from a song using it, saying it's all Gucci or whatever, and making it popular that way.
I'm good with that. So if you want to do, so we're going to have Gloria. Number 1. Number 2, Ghostbusters. Number 3, Gucci. Number 4, Gone. And number 5, Grenade. Is that what you have?
That's the answers.
All right. So they are locked in with those 5 answers. What you guys got, Nathan, David?
For number 1, for me, Frankie Valli, I listen to a lot of 70s Sirius XM radio, and they play the same songs over and over again. And I think this one is Grease. Grease is the word.
Oh, no. I love Grease.
Number 2, we came up with Ghostbusters pretty easily. Number 3, we had no clue. David asked me for a random G word, and I said glitter. And he said, okay, let's go with it. So we like glitter. No idea on that one. 4, we suggested girlfriend for this one. That hey, you, yeah, that song, Girlfriend. And then 5, one of my least favorite songs of all time. I hate the song with a passion. Is Grenade.
And the thing is, with Grenade, I don't think I've ever heard Bruno Mars' version of this song, but it was a song that one of the contestants had to sing on literally the only reality show I've ever watched was the Glee Project, because I used to watch Glee back then, and Grenade was the song that she had to sing. And
Grenade is a toxic, stupid song. I could go on a tirade with that song. I hate it so much.
Wow.
So it's in your top 10, Nathan? Is that what you're saying?
It is. I hate. There's a few songs I hate, and it will surprise you, but Grenade is one of them.
When you get to, what is it, Unorthodox Jukebox or whatever album, it's probably on the 500 greatest albums, so you'll skip that track. Okay, so you guys have Grease, Ghostbusters, Glitter, Girlfriend, Grenade.
I can't believe we missed Grease.
Well, without much drama to it, yes, Frankie Valli, 1968. Grease was indeed the word
68?
for Frankie Valli.
78.
78. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Frankie Valli, 1978. Grease is the word. Grease.
I love that song. I'm so upset.
Another movie song, another movie soundtrack song, indeed. Ghostbusters for Ray Parker Jr., 1984. Number 3, Sierra featuring Petey Pablo. She has more hits that start with G than Russell Wilson has touchdown passes this year. That is Goodies. You would recognize the song if you heard it. My goodies, my goodies, my goodies, not my goodies.
Oh, my God.
It's terrible. It's worse than Grenade, for the record, Nathan. Number 4, Avril Lavigne, 2007. The song you guys were thinking of is called When You're Gone.
When You're Gone. Yes. Yes.
Hey, you. I want your girlfriend. Girlfriend. Very good job. And Bruno Mars with obviously Nathan's favorite song of all time, Grenade.
We did worse, Philip. We did worse than they did. We needed to make up ground, and we lost ground.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have got 16 for Nathan and David, and we have got 8 for Jonathan and
Brutal.
Philip. Very good.
I'm so upset about Grease because, literally, I love the musical and I love that song. And I didn't even think of it.
We saw the Grease sing-along whenever it was before Olivia passed away last year sometime when they were in Jacksonville at Daly's Place, and John Travolta and Olivia were there, and the remaining T-Birds that were still alive were there, and you watched the movie and got to sing along, and then they did a Q&A afterwards. It was really fun.
Didn't know you and Olivia Newton-John were on a first-name basis. That's incredible.
We're tight. Round 4. All right. After the half, going into round 4, we got Nathan and David at 86. We have got Philip and Jonathan at 70.
All right, that is the end of the first half. But before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, sometimes you just wish life came with a manual that told us what to do, when to do it, how do we make sense of all of this. And today, literally Christmas Day, 2022, some of you are probably experiencing some feelings and some thoughts that you wish you had a manual to help you get through. Well, as the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp might be the right option for you. You know, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% of the time, and it's affordable. This is the time, like today, Christmas, when you're going through it. Maybe today's the day to sign up. Just fill out a brief questionnaire. You'll match with a therapist, and if things aren't clicking, you can switch your therapist anytime. It couldn't be more simple. You can get rid of waiting rooms. You don't have to deal with traffic. There's no searching for the right therapist until you find just the perfect one. You can keep switching until you find the right one.
And you can learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TWA. Guys, my time using my therapist, Crystal, who I found through BetterHelp, has improved my life immeasurably. Maybe today's a day that you help yourself by going to BetterHelp, that's HELP.com/TWA, and signing up and giving it a try. I hope you do. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
All right, round 4. We are starting with Televisiones.
Televisiones.
A fictional school named Nevermore Academy, located near the small town of Jericho, Vermont, provides the primary setting of what Netflix series which debuted in November of 2022.
Yeah. I don't know the full name. I don't know if that's the full name or not.
Yeah, I agree with that answer, though.
Me too.
What year was it again?
November of 2022, so just last month.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You didn't have to give the additional just last month there, Justin. You could have made them figure it out. They don't know what year we're in. That's on them.
Sorry about that.
Sometimes I don't know what month it is, so that
I word it as since somebody will be listening to this in the future. So
that's fair. All right. Fine.
At the time of recording.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we should lock that in.
Okay.
All right, we'll lock in.
All right, Jonathan, Phil, locked in. What you guys got, Nathan and David? You can talk out loud now.
Well,
not much.
Yeah, we have a big old bag of Nevermore. But that being the clue, or that being in the question, I can only guess that this has something to do with Edgar Allan Poe. And I know there was a movie of this name a few years ago with John Cusack, which we just watched not that long ago. I was just watching Netflix last night. I did not see an ad, but I mean, I'm sure they did come across my TV screen at some point. But we had nothing better to go with, so we put down The Raven.
All right, you guys locked in with The Raven. What you got, Jonathan and Philip?
So, Philip, I don't know the name of the show, but the concept for the show came to me really quickly because immediately after this first episode, or whatever episode it was, aired, the Wednesday Addams dance became a huge trend on TikTok. Oh. Everybody is imitating Wednesday Addams dance at this ball. And so I don't know for sure the name of the show, but I know this is going to be the show. And so we just said Wednesday.
So you guys went with Wednesday. Got The Raven. Well, Edgar Allan Poe is definitely dark and gothic, and so is Wednesday Addams, and her new show is just called Wednesday. Oh, very good job.
We were stressing over the name.
Yeah. And I haven't seen the name, and I'm not on TikTok, so I obviously haven't seen the dance. But Jonathan, when you said the new Addams Family, I'm like, yes, I have seen an ad for some sort of spinoff. And
yeah,
when you said Wednesday, I'm like, I think it is just Wednesday. I've seen the ad for
this dance. If you haven't seen it, it's worth looking up, and it's worth watching the people imitating it. It's really fun. It's this quirky gothic kind of dance, and it's good. It's a lot of fun.
I haven't gotten to that episode yet, so I haven't seen the dance, but it has broken like every Netflix record, basically. It's really Stranger Things. I think Squid Game is still worldwide the most watched ever, but I think Wednesday is the most watched ever in the U.S.
Really?
Now. Yep, it surpassed Stranger Things.
Is it good?
We've really liked it. We're 3 or 4 episodes in. We've really liked it. I've heard criticism of comparing it to CW shows and other things, but I've never watched a CW show, so if it's like those, I don't care. It's good in my book. So,
is that the one where Luis Guzman plays
yes.
Gomez?
Yeah,
okay. Yes. I saw something about him playing Gomez. He does not make
for a good Gomez. Even just looking at him in the clips, it's like, look, I appreciate that you wanted a Hispanic actor to play Gomez. Dude does not look or feel like a Gomez.
And he's with Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's a smoke show. So, but my favorite thing is Luis Guzman has like a different name for Wednesday every time. He's like, my little scorpion, my little rain cloud. He's always calls her something different, and it's hilarious.
I do love the idea of Gomez being unattractive and with a super hot wife. That's a great gag. That's part of the show. So I like really that, but he doesn't look right in the role. It just looks wrong.
Since it focuses on Wednesday primarily, they're very ancillary. Like they pretty much just show up in little bits here and there. So they're very, she's the main star of the show. So, all right, guys, moving along, we have got national parks. Round 4, question 2, national parks. Covering over 218,000 acres, Voyageurs National Park, most of which is only accessible by boat or in the winter by snowmobile, ski, or snowshoe, is the only national park located in what U.S. state? And that's spelled Voyageurs.
I hate to say this, but I have meow meows.
Take it away.
Why would you hate to say it? I'd love to say
Because I don't like the hammer.
You don't like the hammer?
Hammers are scary.
Wow.
But
All
Nathan
Texas
did listen to
answer,
Goodies,
but-
and he says it's his favorite song of all time now.
Wow. All right, so you're locked in?
That sound okay to you?
Yeah, that's fine. I had again a big bag of Nevermore. So
We are locked in.
All right. Talk it out, Jonathan.
It has to be Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Like Juneau is only accessible by boat some of the time, and so it makes sense that this fits in there.
Would it be where Denali's located?
That's the only part that I'm concerned with is it feels like Denali would be its own national park, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that worries me. But Glacier is in Montana, so it can't be Glacier.
Right.
And there's absolutely things in Washington that are more than one park in Washington and in Oregon. So where else would you need the snowshoes and stuff, you know?
Right.
I think it's got to be Alaska.
Yeah.
All right. You good with it?
I'm good with that.
Lock it in. Alaska.
All right. You guys are looking at Alaska. What you guys got, Nathan and David?
all Nathan.
This is a beautiful, beautiful park. It is a place where it is cold. It is in very northern Minnesota. The answer is the only national park in the state of Minnesota. The answer is Minnesota.
Whoa.
Yes, that only national park clue was supposed to hopefully narrow down a few things. Alaska actually has 8 national parks. It is indeed right south of the Canadian border in Minnesota.
Is it in the triangle up there?
It's not in the northwest angle or whatever it's called. It's a little further. It's down by International Falls.
It's north of Duluth. The reason it's called Voyageurs is because of its French heritage, and there were some French explorers up there, the Voyageurs or whatever they were called. It's a beautiful, beautiful area.
And so boat because of the lakes, I guess.
Yeah.
I was kicking it around, but there was no way I was going to go Minnesota over Alaska without knowledge of it, you know?
It helps growing up in Minnesota, so.
That's a fact. Yes. Round 4, question 3. And it's the economy, stupid. According to Investopedia.com, what 11-letter portmanteau word, first used in writing in 1965 by British politician Ian MacLeod, is defined as an economic cycle characterized by slow growth and a high unemployment rate accompanied by inflation?
We're locked in.
So I'm suggesting stagflation because that is, if I'm counting my letters
It
correctly,
is 11
that's
letters.
11 letters. It's also portmanteau of stagnant and inflation.
And it rhymes with stagnation, which makes it more attractive as a portmanteau. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's not.
I've heard it used. I've heard it used.
Oh, you have
lots of times.
heard? Okay, well, let's
Yeah,
go with it
yeah.
then. I think it sounds good.
I used to work in the personal finance industry, and so I've heard this
Okay,
a lot of times. And like I said, it fits the portmanteau and 11 letters.
let's do stagflation.
Really not much to add here. I first heard this term, I think, back in the 80s. I didn't realize it was quite that old. But I had started writing it down before you even finished the question, just because it's an 11-letter economic word that I'd heard of. But as soon as you said portmanteau, I was like, yeah, that's probably it. And so we went with stagflation.
Yes, indeed. Stagnation and inflation combined to make the word stagflation. Very good job, guys. Both teams getting points on that one.
That's also the word used to describe the ego boost to married gentlemen at a bachelor party.
I was literally trying to figure out how to put a bad stag party pun in there.
Yes. I was working on it for as soon as he came up with it, I was working on it. But let's make it about their ego instead of about their body. That'll make this work better.
There you go. Great minds think alike. All right. After round 4, I have got Nathan and David at 106, Philip and Jonathan at 90.
Golly. All right, Philip, we're not dead. We're just resting.
You keep getting the ones right they miss, and they get the ones right that you miss.
16 points. We can do this. We can do this.
We are moving on to round 5. Round 5. We are starting with movie remakes. All right, movie remakes. Rapper Jack Harlow and actor Sinqua Hall, known for such TV shows as Friday Night Lights, Teen Wolf, and American Soul, are set to star as the two primary characters in an upcoming remake of what 1992 sports film?
This is a TV show remake of a film or a film remake of a film?
A film remake of a film.
Philip, I think we can lock in.
Yep, I agree.
I think we were about to lock in as well with an answer David provided.
I don't know who either Jack Harlow or Sinqua Hall is, and I'm going to say the slightly non-PC thing, but I think Jack Harlow is white and Sinqua Hall is black. I'm just guessing.
Why is that non-PC?
Well, no, just I don't. I don't.
You didn't say anything bad about them.
No, I just don't want to throw labels out there. But and then so to think of a sports movie with a white main character and a black main character, and especially where it really only focuses on having two main characters, because sports movies generally have more main characters. The thing that came to mind from around that time was The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and one of the Wayans brothers. And I know it was written by Shane Black, and they paid like some insane amount of money for the screenplay to it. So I could very easily see that being remade. That's what we said, The Last Boy Scout.
I'm hoping that this gives us a pickup here, Philip.
Yeah. It's funny, David, everything you were saying was very similar to what I was saying.
I thought he was getting it.
To John, I thought you were going to say the same thing that I had come up with from this movie was released right around 92 with two leads, one white, one black, and that was White Men Can't Jump.
Oh.
Which is much more of a sports movie than a detective movie.
Yeah.
Yes, Jack Harlow and Sinqua Hall, they are taking over the parts played by Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes in White Men Can't Jump.
Way to go, Philip.
Nice job, guys. Making up some ground. Round 5, question 2, we've got license plates. What U.S. state's standard license plates feature a white background with a chickadee on a pine tree branch on the left and a pine green forest image along the bottom with the word vacation land printed over it?
Oh, my God.
Yep. Let's go with that.
Okay, we're locked in.
Vacation land. So somebody feels like they're a great place to go to walk in the woods and see birds. You said maybe Maine. I'm trying to picture Maine's license plate and I can't.
I can't, but I can picture Vermont and New Hampshire, and that description doesn't match either Vermont or New Hampshire.
I was thinking more out west because we're talking about pine forests. A lot of the places out there, like in Oregon or a Wyoming or a Montana or whatever, might be celebrating it as a place to come and visit for the woods and for nature. I mean, Maine isn't a terrible thing. Utah, I can't visualize Utah. It just doesn't feel right. So Maine does bill itself as a vacation spot, like summer times in Maine, you know? I think Maine is a good guess.
Okay.
All right, we'll go with Maine. That's our main answer.
The main answer. Locked in with Maine. What you got, Nathan and David?
Once again, we were hoping to look away and not give anything away.
Look away.
Nathan said he was 90% sure of this, and I said, isn't Maine the pine tree state?
Oh.
And so that is where we went with the place of a really disastrous school trip we took when we were in high school to Maine.
All right.
I was there last March, and I remember seeing something like this, and that's why Maine was in my head.
Very nice. Yes, there are 2 official state nicknames for Maine, one of which is the vacation land and one of which is the pine tree state. That is indeed Maine. Very good job, guys.
Wow.
All right. Nice. You worked your way back to it.
Vacation land is a something to remember as a trivia thing. That sounds like that could come up again.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. I liked how you eliminated states. I liked how you worked your way back through.
Mm-hmm.
That made me happy.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to not just lock in on something too quickly without thinking first, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Nathan and David disagree with that strategy, but next, round 5, question 3, we have got food and drink. Food and drink.
Food and drink. Oh, yeah.
Not food and love. I love all food. So, all right, food and drink. What spicy seafood sauce or condiment, which is known for its rich umami flavor and is made primarily from dried seafood, ham, and chili peppers, Takes its 2-letter name from a type of pricey cognac that was popular in the 1980s in Hong Kong, where the sauce originated.
You said a 2-letter name?
Correct.
A lot going on here. That gives us something to latch it onto. I'm good with it.
Yep, so we're going to lock in.
All right, you guys locked in. Sorry, everybody moved around on their screen, so I hear the voice. I'm looking. Everybody's screwed up now. All right, David and Nathan.
Well, I just sent something to Nathan, so I just want to get his feedback on that.
That sounds good. I was telling David that I'm from Minnesota, so I don't do spicy food. Ketchup's too spicy for me, so this is not my category. I like what you were thinking, David.
And as much as I do like spicy foods, I'm not familiar with this one. I'm not much of a seafood person, but I kind of approached it from the cognac angle. And I know that there are different letter designations on kinds of cognac, and like there's a VSOP and things like that. And I seem to recall like Hennessy, maybe, which is not, I know is not a cognac, I don't think, but having something called XO. That's all I've got. I mean, I absolutely no clue how that ties in with seafood or ham or anything like that, just that it's somehow related to alcohol and it's a 2-letter thing. So XO is what we've got.
Okay.
And maybe we'll have tic-tac-toe.
All right. Philip and Jonathan.
I've got 2 bottles of relatively expensive cognac in my bar. One of them is a Hennessy VSOP. And the other one, I'm trying to remember which brand it was. I can't remember the brand, but I remember the letters on the label are XO. And being that XO has 2 less letters than VSOP, we decided to go with XO. Or maybe in Hong Kong could be pronounced show or something like that.
There you go. All right.
Show me the fish sauce.
Show me the fish sauce. All right. Yes, the grades of cognac. VS, very special. VSOP, very superior old pale. And XO for extra old. XO sauce. It has no cognac in it. They just named it because it was popular at the time, and so they called it XO sauce. Very good job, guys.
I'm not a cognac person. I bought them because I wanted to have like an expensive drink that was something for people to try, that was a conversation piece. And so obviously I've tried it a few times. I've ended up using this very expensive drink for cooking sometimes. There's been some cooking that required brandy or cognac, and it works great. But when you take a drink of it, I don't know if this is for everybody, but it lights my whole face on fire. Like I'll take a drink, and from my nostrils to my forehead down to my chin, it's just like, whoosh. I'm like, okay, that wasn't pleasurable. I didn't like that.
Well, first of all, like I said, I had no idea that Hennessy was even cognac. There used to be, I don't think they make it anymore, but Remy Martin used to have like a blended thing called Remy Red. We used to get, and like you put that in orange juice and it made a really lovely drink. And unfortunately, I don't think they make it anymore, but that's my only real exposure to cognac.
I think my XO bottle is a Remy Martin, and I was trying to think of the name of it and I was struggling with it.
After round 5, we have got Nathan and David at 126, Philip and Jonathan closing the gap at 120.
Oh, God. Come on, Philip, we can do it.
One more round, one chance to get it. All right, round 6. We are starting with we're starting with sports / business.
There you go.
All right, sports / business. What NBA team is in the process of finding a new sponsor for their home arena after the current sponsor, the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, filed for a highly publicized bankruptcy, causing the team to sever all affiliations with the company?
Meow! I was right there with you, Philip. We can look in.
All right, got some meows out of Jonathan and Philip. What you guys got, David, Nathan?
We haven't even texted yet.
Yeah, and again, I'm not a sports person. Okay, it's not the one I thought it was. I have no idea where the FTX stadium is.
And as we previously said, that basketball, once we get outside of football and baseball, I've really got nothing. Something about this is saying to me that this was in Florida. If I'm going on that boils it down to either Orlando and the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. You're asking for the city or the team?
Team.
I have no idea what the name of the Orlando stadium is, but I would think, if nothing else, it's something relating to Disney or something along those lines. And so if that's the case, then Miami, the Heat, is the only thing I've got.
Yeah, sports again is my category at all, and so I'm okay with just a random guess, and that's a little bit better than a guess. It's some reasoning, so I'm okay with that, obviously.
All right, so we'll lock in with the Heat.
All right, Jonathan and Philip, they had Meow Meows.
So Orlando plays in the Amway Center, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's Amway Center because the DeVos family owns the Magic, and their family business is Amway.
Oh, okay.
So, and Nathan, your initial thought, Los Angeles, the Lakers play and the Clippers play in the Crypto.com arena.
That's what I was thinking at first.
Yeah.
Again, the only reason I know stadiums is if they've had a wrestling pay-per-view there. And so I don't think there's been one there, and I couldn't think of anything.
Nice.
Yeah, but Miami Heat is at FTX.
Yep.
Located less than 200 miles from where Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever his name is holing up until he gets extradited in the Bahamas. Yes, Miami Heat. They formerly played at FTX Arena. Interestingly enough, though, the University of California, they play their football games on FTX Field at California Memorial Stadium. They're pulling that one too. So I don't know why. $500 million just disappeared. So very good job, guys. Miami Heat, both teams getting points. All right. Jonathan, you were trying to keep your face in check. I can tell.
That was a hard
You
one.
sons of guns.
I saw his hand up to his face, and for a second, one of his fingers was up over his mouth. I thought he was flicking me off at first. But
No, I was. Yeah, no, I was. Sure.
Number one.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Our next one, round 6, question 2. I can't destroy a hit. I can't kill a hit. I can only give you lyrics. So it is a lyrics question, but I will not attempt Chris or Ben or anybody else's fantasticness on. So what 1997 song, which hit number 5 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on the alternative chart, contains the following lyrics? My best friend took a week's vacation to forget her. His girl took a week's worth of Valium and slept. I'm looking for the title of the song, but since I'm a huge fan of the Bonus Brigade, unlike you, Nick Groves, I'll give you 2 bonus points if you can give me the artist who performed it as well.
Yeah, we've got. We're locked in on the song and the bonus.
All right, you guys are all locked in. So I guess you guys can talk out loud now.
okay, I'm gonna do my best not to sing this because okay. My best friend took a week's vacation to forget her. I'm trying to get to the chorus. I'm pretty sure it's "Brick" by Ben Folds 5, but I'm not quite getting to the chorus yet.
No, I don't think that's it because I know Ben Folds.
She's a brick and I'm drowning slowly. I'm pretty sure this has been I'm pretty sure it's Brick. And I think it's Ben Folds 5. I joked to myself, this is my favorite Christmas carol because it takes place around Christmas.
Nathan, you stole my joke. I was going to say something very similar to that.
Well, that almost confirmed that they were talking about that, so I feel better about that answer.
Yeah, this is one of those, I do like Ben Folds, and it just not.
I might not be completely sure on the artist, but I'm pretty sure. I feel okay about. I think it's Brick by Ben Folds 5. I'm pretty sure. I hope I had the title of the name right.
Because Brick is like 6 a.m.
Day after
Christmas.
I think that's the opening of the song. But I think this is like the second verse. I think, or towards the end of the first verse. I think it's in there somewhere. My best friend took a week's vacation to forget her. His girl took a week's worth of Valium and slept. And now I'm with my pail on the floor.
No, that's not it. Wait, it's the way you said. My best friend took a vacation to forget her. His girl took a week's worth of Valium and slept. He's guilt-stricken, sobbing with the head on the floor. Think about her now and how he never really wept. He says,
and then she's a brick, and I'm drowning slowly. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I'm not sure that's it, but I can't think of anything else. So
okay, my best friend took a week's vacation to forget her.
Where are we at on time, Justin?
About 60 seconds.
Any other thoughts coming to your head?
Think about her now, and she now never really wept. She says, we tried to wash our hands of all this.
If I'm wrong on this, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No. Hey,
Down to less than seconds.
I talked you out of Clooney, so okay, go ahead, lock it in.
Okay, we're locking with brick, and for bonus, Ben Folds 5.
All right. Brick by Ben Folds. What you got, Jonathan and Philip? I think there were some meow meows on this one.
Held responsible. She was touching her face. I won't be held responsible. We fell in love in the first place.
Oh.
Freshman by the Verve Pipe. We were only freshmen. It's the other abortion song. Yes.
Yeah.
You got mixed up on your abortion song.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
No. Hey, like I said, I had nothing to go on, so.
You did. You literally, David. What do you mean you had nothing to go on? You sang the verse.
No, but it's like
you lived the whole verse going into the chorus. You're like guilt-stricken, sobbing with her head on the floor. Stop
I didn't know what song it was.
Then a shoe full of rice.
It's one of those songs that I'm sure I've heard, but like I never really paid. Like I never heard who did it. I never would have come up with the name of the song.
Y'all, Nathan is distraught.
What was your locked in answer, Jonathan?
It was Freshman by the Verve Pipe.
Okay, good deal. All right, yes. I wanted to clarify that because, of course, there was a lot of confusion at that time because there were two bands out with very similar names, the Verve Pipe and the Verve.
No.
Which did Bittersweet Symphony. So I just wanted to clarify. So yes, indeed, you did all the color commentary, you did all the singing. Nathan's doing all the crying now.
His hands are on his face. But he won't be held responsible.
No. He did his best, damn it.
I'm so sorry.
No. Hey, like I said, I would not have gotten there at all, so not a problem.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he doesn't have a brick right now, because that could get ugly. All right. If Nathan lets me know he's recovered from that, I'll move on to the next question.
We can move forward.
Let's do it.
All right. Round 6, question 3 is science.
Science
/ money. Third time's a charm. Science / money. During World War II, nickel was identified as a strategic metal for the war effort, causing the composition of the 5-cent piece to be reformulated to include no nickel from 1942 to 1945. These wartime nickels, as they're known, included 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% of what transition metal whose atomic number is 25.
It identifies as nickel, though.
Exactly.
Can you reread the question one more time?
Absolutely. During World War II, nickel was identified as a strategic metal for the war effort, causing the composition of the 5-cent piece to be reformulated to include no nickel from 42 to 45. These wartime nickels included 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% of what transition metal whose atomic number is 25.
So, yeah, go ahead and lock in with that, Nathan.
Okay, we're locked in.
All right, you guys are locked in, so you guys can talk out loud, Jonathan and Philip.
There was a season where I had really studied the atomic table and gotten a lot of the numbers down. It's not now. I don't remember much of them. I know that zinc is used in coins. I don't know what a transition metal is. So that's what I have to offer to this. And it's not much, honestly.
Yeah, I think the transition metals are the ones on the periodic table that kind of like go diagonal down. I think those are the transitional metals, I think. But okay. I'm not strong with the periodic table. I'm good with zinc as an answer.
We're going to say zinc and hope for the best.
All right, locking in with zinc. What you got, David and Nathan?
Well, this is Nathan. Nathan came up with the answer because I didn't have the answer. I just knew, much like Jonathan, I was saying I thought zinc was in coins, but the one thing I can say from my chemistry schooling is that I do know a lot of the periodic table, and I knew that I didn't know what atomic number 25 was, but I knew zinc wasn't it. Zinc is 30.
Great. Love that for me.
And I knew that 25 was manganese. Manganese. Manganese.
All right, locking in with manganese. I don't have a lot of flavor text on this. You guys did it all. Manganese is indeed number 25 and what they used in wartime nickels.
We gained 10 and lost 10 just like that. Brutal.
What is it? The agony of defeat.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity.
Or the Humanganese.
Oh, God.
That was beautiful. Going into the gauntlet, we have got Nathan and David at 146, Philip and Jonathan at 140, down by 6 points.
I thought I got stupid song lyrics. Oh, boy. I still can't look David in the eye right now.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
On the scoring, so what was the bonus point for the last?
Oh, yeah. We want a bonus point.
Yeah,
Thank you, Philip. I'm so sorry. Thank you. So you guys would be at 142. My apologies. Yes.
Okay, because I thought we had 6.
But we got 8 points on the midpoint earlier, so that added to our 2 and became 10.
Oh, I see. I get it. Okay.
Plus
all right.
2, so 112.
Thank you, John, for pointing out that 8 plus 2 gives it 0. So yeah.
The gauntlet category is Wayne's World Party Time. Excellent. Swing.
David, we can go with your first wager.
Okay. All right, then we're locked in. I'll write it down.
Our wagers are locked in.
Gauntlet category, once again, is Wayne's World Party Time. Excellent. Cannot say it. Gauntlet question 1. We have got what second most populous city in Illinois, which shares its name with the third most populous city in Colorado, provided the primary setting for the SNL Wayne's World sketches as well as their subsequent films?
Yeah, we can lock that in.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Gauntlet question number 2. Michael Geyer is a singer, actor, and entertainer who has garnered international fame through his most critically acclaimed act, a Pagliacci-type clown alter ego who is known by what alliterative 3-word name?
All right, we're locked in.
We will lock in.
Okay.
All right, locked in. Gauntlet question number 3. Excellence is a magazine that has been published since 1986 by Ross Periodicals, which according to their website is, quote, the most widely read independent magazine in the world, specifically targeted at owners of what car brand, which is named for the man who originally founded the company in 1931.
We're locked in.
All right. We can give it a try. We'll lock in.
Okay. We started gauntlet question number 1. The second most populous city in Illinois shares the name with the third most populous city in Colorado and provides the primary setting for SNL's Wayne's World sketches. What did you guys lock in with, Nathan and David?
Go ahead, Nathan.
Aurora, Illinois. Excellent.
All right. How about Philip and Jonathan?
Well, we also said Aurora.
Question number 2, Michael Geyer, singer, actor, and entertainer. He's most critically acclaimed act is a Pagliacci-type clown alter ego known by what alliterative 3-word name? What you guys got on that one, David and Nathan?
Kind of took it from the breaking down the category name of, assuming one category would be about Wayne's World, one category would be party, and one would be excellence. And the fact that Pagliacci is a sad clown. Somewhere I've never heard any of his music, but I've heard this name before, and that is Puddle's Pity Party.
All right. Puddle's Pity Party. All right. What you got, Jonathan and Philip?
Puddles the Clown does sound good. I thought it was somebody the clown, and I thought it was ironic, even though Puddles does ring a bell. We went with Chuckles the Clown.
All right. Chuckles the Clown.
Knowing that we were looking for a sad clown, but thinking that it's fun to call a sad person Chuckles.
Exactly. It's good for the mental health. And Gauntlet question 3. Excellence is a magazine published in 1986 by Ross Periodicals. It is the most widely read independent magazine in the world, specifically target owners of what car brand? Named for the man who originally founded the company in 1931. David and Nathan.
As I mentioned earlier, my kid is a car guy, so I've learned a lot of this stuff by osmosis. I believe his name was Ferdinand Porsche, but Porsche is what we went with.
How about Jonathan and Philip?
The time frame fit, and I believe excellence that we talked about what brand would use that, and the one that came to my mind was Porsche as well.
All right, locked in with Porsche. Okay, the answers. We'll start with number 1, of course. Second most populous city in Illinois, third most in Colorado, home of Wayne's World, Aurora, Illinois. Yes, very good job on that one. Aurora, which I was just listening to the Sporklecon episode, and also where Kelsey, yes, was from Aurora. I was like, hey, that's going to be in the episode today. We'll jump to question 3. the car brand named for the man who founded the company in 1931. Yes, he founded the company and then went and helped build the Volkswagen and a lot of other projects before he came back and started remaking cars under his name. That is Porsche. Yes, very good job, guys. Interestingly enough, it was called Porsche Magazine for the first 5 issues. They got sued. They had to go, oh, crap, what do we name it? So they named it Excellence. And question 2, Michael Geyer, who happens to be 6 foot 8 inches tall. In case you're afraid of clowns, how about a 6 foot 8 inch Pagliacci style clown? His alter ego. You caught on to the party part. His name is Puddle's Pity Party. He covers songs such as All the Small Things, Mad World, Royals. He covers songs and does a whole act.
That is such an intricate name to get all of it correct. That's really, you're earning your win with that right there. Oh, my goodness.
Is a fact.
All right. Well, we missed our question. You got all 3 of them right, so it's all academic at this point. Philip, you and I wagered 25. We're going to finish with 117. David and Nathan, tell us what you wagered.
The first show that I was on of TW, we nearly lost the game because I didn't wager. And like if our opponents had gotten it right, they would have won because we didn't wager enough. So I didn't want to do that again. And I thought the scores were much too close to get fancy trying to figure out any kind of strategy. So we just went for the lockout with 139.
Yeah. All right. So what's that give us as a final score, Justin?
So 139, 285 points to 117. Nathan and David are our winners today.
All right. Good job, guys.
Nice job.
You earned it. You earned every bit of it.
That was fantastic.
What a game. All right. Well, guys, that means that is a big win for David and Nathan. Great job out of you guys. Before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. So our winning team, David and Nathan. David, we'll start with you.
I listen to the show, and people are always giving shout-outs to their wives, husbands, partners, etc. But I want to give a shout-out to my kid, Matthew. He's a junior in college, and he's my car guy, so got a lot of this, a bunch of things thanks to him. So, and adopting him was the best decision we ever made. So to that end, I would say if you're looking to start a family and consider adoption. Also, just as a thing that, because I mentioned the breast cancer walks earlier, that I am a cancer survivor myself. Next Sunday will actually be 10 years since I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I've been in remission for more than 8 years now. And
congratulations, it's awesome.
Thank you. Just wanted to say, if you ever get a diagnosis like that, it can be very hard to do so, but stay positive, because I had so many people tell me just staying positive and not wallowing was the best thing that I could have done for my recovery. That was my mantra. I mean, what else was I going to do?
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you. All right, Nathan, over to you.
Well, it's the holiday season. It's a joyful time, but for a lot of people, it can also be a lonely time if you lost people or have, family in the area, whatnot. So it's okay to be down during the holidays. Make sure you get a support system, reach out for help if you need it. Also, selfishly, I've lived in Mobile, Alabama for 6 months. Still have not found a trivia team. So if anybody listening is from the Mobile, Alabama area and wants somebody on the trivia team, please, 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 please contact me and let me know if I can join you. I'll even buy the first round of drinks.
And Nathan's a good player, so he'll help you.
Except when it comes to
sports and brick.
Or, yes.
He's got that one locked in now, though.
Very cool.
I'm going to hate that song now. I'll hate it almost as much as Grenade now.
All right, Philip, over to you.
All right, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I am the race director for a charity that raises money for a charity called the Colon Cancer Coalition. And so our event here in Charlotte, the Get Your Gear 5K, I'm always pushing for that because my mother passed away from early onset cancer. We put our funds towards increasing access to screening and getting people basically into the doctor and into the rooms to get actual colonoscopies or to get non-invasive fecal tests. So I recommend not just donating, but to help us with that, but also to just talk to your doctor about if there's anything weird with weight fluctuation or anything with your gut health, or if you're having sharp abdominal pains, talk to your doctor about it. Get pushed to get screening, because that's the only way to really get a diagnosis, an early diagnosis, is if you actually get in to see a doctor, get a fit test, get a colonoscopy, and talk about those things. I know that's one of the things our society makes fun of, colonoscopies. And there's a Super Bowl commercial, I think 2 years ago, that like made fun of colonoscopies. It's like, well, come on, you guys, this is we're talking about like a major life-saving screening that is really not that bad. I've had 3 of them myself. It's not a bad procedure. You get knocked out and you wake up and it feels like you've been asleep for like 5 minutes. That's just like how quickly it did. So yeah, get a colonoscopy. Talk to your friends and family about it.
All right. Outstanding. And we'll wrap up with Justin.
All right. Well, first of all, Jonathan, appreciate you guys letting me come on and hang with you today. This was a blast. I always get super stressed about it.
No, you did great. It was a good game.
Good. I appreciate it. So always fun. Love the whole Trivial Warfare family. It's just such a cool group of people. So I guess my selfish plug is if you ever come anywhere near Fernandina Beach, Florida, Amelia Island area, come play trivia with us. Trivia 30. My standard Bob Barker, get your pets spayed and neutered, and adopt, don't shop. And I guess just kind of playing on the fact that it is the holidays. I guess it's just a good time of year to, if you just haven't talked to someone in a long time, there's a lot of excuses just to say, hey, what's up? And it's amazing how that makes people feel sometimes. So every now and then I'll get just a random message from somebody, and it's like, makes you feel good. So use Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, everything is an excuse to do that, and just be nice. I'm so sick of mean people lately. so mean is bad, nice is good. All right, guys, thanks, Jonathan. You are awesome. Appreciate you all.
Thank you. And that is going to wrap us up. So for David, for Nathan, for Philip, and for Justin, I'm Jonathan. This has been episode number 406 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
Hey, here's something for you guys, though. This is because we're talking about it. This is probably a future midpoint. Should have already been one, probably, because I wanted to verify in my head that Hennessy was cognac, and it is a French cognac company. It actually has its headquarters in Cognac, and it's one of the 4 big cognac houses. There are 4 big cognac houses. Does anybody know what they are?
Oh,
Remy Martin's one of them. We already named that. So Hennessy, Remy Martin. There's 2 more.
Grand Marnier?
Not
Cavassier.
Grand Marnier, but Cavassier. Somebody said
Cavassier.
that. That is
That's
correct. And the other one is Martel. Martel,
interesting.
Cavassier, Remy Martin, and Hennessy. That's a future midpoint for 100 episodes from now.
The ladies' man sipping on Cavassier.
All right. Sorry to interrupt your trivia with more trivia.
No, that's awesome. We love trivia around here. Round 6, question 3 is science.
Science!
/ money.
Hold on. That was pathetic. We got to redo that. That was terrible. Shame on y'all.
I paused for effect. Round 3, question 3 is science.
Round 3, question 3, really?
Try that one more time.
Oh,
Round
my
6,
God.
question 3 is science.
Science! With professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% of the time. Ooh, there's a bug on my wall. One moment.